Snake with Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
SDI. I gotta keep it real. Tammy Cowens. You heard? Wait until y'all hear when she became an informant. See, there's a lot of stuff here we didn't know about. There's a lot of things that we're not privy to. This is nasty work. I want y'all to pay attention because
could you imagine being in the game and these are type of that's with you? Yeah, I see how these boy then quick it down for all. You in your mind, you wouldn't damn. Cold bitch, and she a snake working for them peoples, working with the gangsters. And 50 was totally comfortable doing a deal with her to produce this movie. Regardless of anything, trying to use her activities to smut Meech. This abroad, you know, that was laying up under real niggas, crossing them up with them peoples, bro. And you was willing to get in the bed with her too, bro. If he stank like shit, you definitely stank like shit, nigga. His back was against the wall. No excuse. But you out here living in excess. What's your excuse for getting in the bed with a rat, bro?
this slid across my desk. Tammy Cowens is definitely an informant. And guess who else name popped up in the case down in Atlanta with another well-known big-time drug dealer that was selling pounds of bud?
He says name pops up. Don't say he was an informant in the case. This dude was one of the most famous personalities in hip-hop at the time of his empire being at its height. So, with being a drug kingpin and having so many people involved in your extended network, the fact that his name was mentioned, just merely mentioned, does not mean nothing. So they say these words to try to indicate certain things and insinuate certain things to an audience who's going to take those keywords and automatically put a point against you. But just the fact that your name was mentioned and how dramatically he announced that, that's foul, cuz.
None other than Demetrius Flannery. Pay attention, y'all.
How she became an informant is pretty interesting. There was a gentleman in the name of there was a gentleman in Atlanta by the name of Terry White who got busted in Atlanta on a weed case.
Now, know this. Meech used to buy a gang of weed. I don't know if he sold any. I mean, I just the nature of what he do. I'm sure he always trying to turn a profit. So he bought so much weed for consumption. I'm sure he used to make it pay for itself by also allowing a few others to obtain it once he got it. I'm talking about he kept top-notch Cali grade weed in excess amounts no matter where he was. So I'm saying to tell you, like, he also had a habit. You know the hotel on South Beach where Scarface went in there and hit that first lick and got tied up in the shower, came out and knocked old boy down and all that. That they still keep that hotel restored as much as they can to look just like that. But of course, not on the inside. The inside is fly as fuck, and they got one suite at the top. Meech used to get that top suite, South Beach weekend, like spring break, when it take you 9 hours to get from one light to the next, and you couldn't get a room on South Beach for months. Meech had that room. And I remember getting to South Beach one time doing spring break and going to Scene. And the room was thick. They was in there doing their thing, whatever, chilling, partying, whatever. And we in Miami. So I done came from this state, that state. Meech know I smoke like him. So he like, before he leave, like Spider Reed, he had a big ass box, like reaching in there to get you some weed. So you know the party cups, the regular red party cups. I had one of them. Somebody handed me one of them. And it's a big ass box. I reached in there like grabbing the head full, and I was cool. I finna walk away. He like, no, cut, get you some weed. And I just kept, and he made me stuff that motherfucker. But he keep that kind of amount of weed with him everywhere he goes. So the fact that a weed lord, drug lord that got caught up in the level Meech was on, just his name merely being mentioned don't mean much.
A weed case, and I don't know the specifics. I've done a little research, but it's off of YouTube, so I don't really, it's one of those YouTube channels where it's an invisible person talking. They're talking in the background, but they're showing all these clips like a meme, and he's, so I don't really put a whole lot of stock in that. But I pulled up Terry White's case, and I'm reading it now. And what's interesting, Big Meech is mentioned in Terry White's case.
Ain't that a little bit crazy, y'all? I gotta keep it 100. Oh, you not convinced yet? Let me tell y'all something. When it comes to sworn affidavits, these are...
Check him out. He's about to convince his audience, the listeners, or utilize whatever influence. Shout out to the Harlem Legend TV dude. I guess his name is Harlem Legend. Harlem Legend. But check him out. He's finna use his influence, his knowledge. You see the picture in the back. Look at his chin. He got some age on him. He's gonna use his experience to paint the picture that if it's said in a sworn affidavit, he's gonna basically it's 97.97% true. Basically, watch this.
The things that can't be played with. Yeah, it could lead to prison time. They can do whatever they want. When you give you a fine, it could go from as low as a fine to prison time, depending on how they feel and how you lied. This woman signed a sworn affidavit.
That's not her most flattering pose or picture. Now it look like y'all was just, that's the better picture than what we was looking at earlier. She looked like this right here. Oh, my mama.
With Big Meech's name in it, y'all. You heard? Sworn affidavit. Let's get to it.
In the
sworn affidavit, he just put all the weight on the fact that she swore. This dirty, filthy, double agent, no good piece of pink pork swore. And now he's just going to, hey, if you swear on an affidavit and you're lying, you can face consequences. Do you know how many times Martha Stewart went to prison doing things she knew could send her there? I'm not convinced because she swore on an affidavit, a half a paper, a half a caper. Who gives a fuck about what she said? She's going to have to present more evidence than her sworn testimony.
The initial sworn affidavit signed by Tammy Cowens, right? And the penalty for lying on a sworn affidavit could be fines, imprisonment. So there's a penalty for it, right? This is not nothing you can take lightly. So let's bear that in mind. Let's keep that in mind, right? So
all they got, look, they giving y'all their case against Meech right now. That a federal sworn affidavit is so important. It's so serious to lie on one. Basically, whatever she says, you have to believe it, give credit to it, can't overlook it. It must be factual, because there's no way this double agent, filthy rat, piece of shit could ever take the risk of lying on a federally sworn affidavit, even though she was fucking people that were officials working on these cases. She's obviously comfortable being deep on the inside, making decisions that can cause her harm, bro. I don't know. You got this sharp, dapper look, that hat, suspenders, tie, shirt, well-shaven, well-groomed, grammatically correct. But you don't realize the simple logic right there? Oh, my mama. Look, this broad was willing to do so many things that were deceptive, dishonorable, and dishonest that can cause her physical harm if found out. You know, and now because she said something on a federally sworn affidavit, it's golden. Man, get the fuck out of here.
In the sworn affidavit that allowed the DEA out of St. Louis to get wiretaps or get the approval to have electronic surveillance of Cuffy, there was a sworn affidavit signed by Tammy Cowens.
The affidavit is out, y'all. Third, the affidavit asserts facts related to the suspected drug distribution conspiracy between Demetrius Flannery and Dion Gatlin. And those of you that don't know who Vidal Suarez is, that was the initial guy they wanted. Yeah, that was the initial guy that the federal government actually wanted. That's who Big Meech was actually trying to give up. Instead, it went a little left, y'all.
Look, you see how he just said that? This is all alleged. But because this federal sworn affidavit, he make it sound like a federally sworn affidavit is backed by federal investigation and evidence that they acquired throughout their investigation. Like they saw this, the feds said they heard this, or the feds can show tape or audio of what they witnessed. He's making a federally sworn affidavit sound as binding as that. That's crazy to me.
You heard? Vidal Suarez. More specifically, the affidavit asserted that Demetrius Flannery was the purported national leader of Black Mafia Family, BMF, drug trafficking organization. And
that sounds like somebody said that at least about Meech. Doesn't that sound like someone else? Is that what she said? Let's see here.
Initial guy that the federal government actually wanted. That's who Big Meech was actually trying to give up. Instead, it went a little left, y'all. You heard? Vidal Suarez. More specifically, the affidavit asserted that Demetrius Flannery was the purported national leader of Black Mafia Family.
So up until this point, they've been saying this affidavit is her sworn affidavit. So the affidavit asserted. So she's telling on Meech out the gate.
BMF, drug trafficking organization, and had been sentenced to 30 years imprisonment. So he's in prison while this woman, I mean, come on, y'all. Think about it. He's in prison while this woman is out making the connections. Why is even Big Meech in this paperwork? Think about it.
You just said why, because she's put his name in it. You said think about it. I'm going to think about it. He's in prison while she's out making connections. You cannot prove he was aware that she was a rat. Because if you can prove he had prior knowledge from this point, then that means they all had prior knowledge, and Blue knew when he brought her around that she wasn't no good. Because how else would he know before then, before Blue ever brought her around? So if he was dealing with her while he was down, you cannot convince me that he for sure knew she was all bad. You saying, homie? You sound like you come from some type of game or affiliated with the game. How can you put this on a nigga jacket when this paperwork is not sticking on him, bro? This is all what she said, nigga. That's crazy.
Think about it. He's in prison while this woman is out making the connections. Why is even Big Meech in this paperwork? Think about it. Oh, they got me. Hey, look. I'm convinced. The affidavit further asserted that based on information previously known to DEA St. Louis, Dion Gatlin was a member of St. Louis BMF, was an associate of Flannery, and had substantial ties to multiple BMF members, had been indicted in the Eastern District of Missouri on drug trafficking charges and sentenced to 120 months.
So now they're saying if They got somebody so cold they can get up under you that ain't no good. Now you just automatically no good because they said so. Because what it seems like, this female Tammy Cowens was a cold piece of slithering work, kind of like Des Perez. I mean, it's no secret throughout the ages of history. One of the most easiest ways to get a man to lose focus or to slide up under him is through a female, bro. I know things right now today in recent days that individuals that call themselves not liking me, I know things they said about me recently because they pillow talk to females I introduced them to. I promise you, oh my mama, some niggas just be slow tars.
Incarceration for drug trafficking. I mean, how much more do we need? I'm just being real, y'all. How much do we need?
A lot more than what she said. Get that in your head. The fuck?
I'm just being real. I think she's going to give us a lot more cases.
But you have not, in this case, shown where she proved that Meech was bad, bro. You just going on. I don't get it.
A big Meech name on it. Oh, that's not enough. I get it. I get it. Just reading that and seeing what I showed you, that's not enough.
No, it's not. You saying that sarcastic like you hit a home run when you really struck out, Brody.
Nigga in that puzzle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga is Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
It's Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low, that's my nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low. Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke, on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Bud, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, huh? Nate Bud, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, crib.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
my competition, never seeing him. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.